So we're here on Schuster Street. We're coming up to 500 East Schuster, which for almost 40 years has been the location of the notorious Hilltop Women's Reproductive Abortion Facility. And we've been seeing some encouraging signs over the last 10 months or so that their business has really been struggling, has really been suffering. Sometime last fall, we started seeing some realtors coming here. This was after we've had, full-time outreach and more unbroken chains of prayer that had really been increasing. More and more hundreds of prayer warriors coming out, and we've had every single hour covered with our sidewalk interns reaching out, redirecting women. And then we saw some realtors coming and taking photos, some building inspectors, things like that. We always kind of hope for the best but plan for the worst. But yet, business was still continuing here. Abortions were still happening, women still being harmed. And so we continued our outreach. And then more recently too, we've seen there were some other signs, such as people coming to paint the building, repaint the building. And one thing that we noticed is that they actually painted over all the names of the building. So the wall over here used to say, Hilltop Women's Reproductive. That's been painted over. It used to be like a pink color. It's completely been repainted. So, on one hand, it could be that they were just renovating and planning to kind of reopen or something like that. And we've seen, then we saw some moving trucks coming and taking some stuff out of the building. But again, not sure exactly what that meant. And then you can see here that this sign on the corner is completely blank. And then on the side of the building, it used to say all the signage for Women's Reproductive Center, and is all completely gone. But again, we don't want to get our hopes up. So, however, most recently, one thing we noticed was that the website has changed from Hilltop Reproductive Services to just reproductiveservices.gov. So they dropped the Hilltop. Now this is the abortionist, Dr. Theard, who has his secondary abortion center in Santa Teresa, New Mexico, just over the state line, where he can skirt all the Texas restrictions and no parental consent laws and things like that. This was his primary office, and that was his secondary. But what happened was in this March, when Governor Abbott shut down all the abortion clinics as non-essential health services for at least 1 month, after that month was up, all the abortion centers reopened. However, Hilltop did not. So for at least the last 6 months, it has been inactive. There, for the first time in almost 40 years, over 36 years, there have been no abortions to take place here for at least 6 months. And so that alone is something that is amazing. And that was going to be the extent of our announcement. And we were actually here yesterday filming a video exactly like this. And when we were packing up, the nurse manager happened to be here wrapping some things up, Gloria. And she saw us packing up. She saw the camera with the fancy microphone, and it turns out I hadn't been out to this particular location in a year, so she didn't recognize me. And she called us over, and she thought we were with some news crew. And she said, what are you filming? What channel is it going to be on? Things like that. And I was trying to kind of dodge her question, so I wasn't dishonest, but I didn't tell her who I was. And then I said something about, is the building for sale? And she said, oh, yeah, are you interested in that? And I asked, well, is it closed? She said, oh, yeah, it's closed. And she was giving me information on in case I wanted to buy the abortion center from her. Little did she know who she was talking to. So here we were hoping that, we were going to only be able to announce that we think it might be closed. It's been temporarily closed, but we actually have confirmation from the nurse manager of the Hilltop facility herself that this particular location is closed. And that is amazing. That is you. That is a testament to you. And it is a testament to this community. Over the last 3 years, just has been an explosion of more people coming out in prayer and fasting than ever before. And more young adults coming out as sidewalk outreach interns, referring women away to the pregnancy help centers more than ever before. And then on top of that, with the pandemic, it was just too much for them to be able to have the 2 locations open. So now he is still operating in Santa Teresa, to be clear. But what that does is we now, where we had 3 abortion centers and 3 vigils, now we only have 2. And if you go back to 2017 in Las Cruces, when that facility closed, and then we had the reproductive services facility close on Missouri in 2018, and now halfway through 2020, really in March of 2020, this facility is closed. That's 3 abortion centers that God has closed in just barely over 3 years. In fact, when you go back and count it out, it's 40 months. That number 40 keeps coming up. 40 months we've seen God close 3 abortion centers. In fact, it's been a really privilege and an honor because I still have, little did I know when the Las Cruces Abortion Center shut down, that I would still have this sign, but I saved this sign because one day I figured we might be able to use it again. And so this is the 3rd abortion center that we'd be able to stand out in front of and say that this abortion facility is closed. Prayer and fasting works, and it's a testament to God, it's a testament to you and the church showing up to help women. So thank you, and let's keep the fight on. We've got 3 out of 5 abortion centers closed in 3 years. I say we go 5 for 5.